Hello everyone, my name is Eric Spaulding, and I'm here today to talk to you about why you should start investing. First of all, I want to give you a little snapshot of what we're going to be discussing today. We're going to be talking about 3 overwhelmingly compelling reasons that you should start investing. Before all that though, I'd like to probably introduce myself. You're probably thinking to yourself, who is this guy that's sitting here trying to give me advice on how to spend my money? Well, again, my name is Eric Spaulding, and I was born and raised in Florida. And from there, I joined the Marine Corps. I served 8 years, and luckily, all that time was spent here in the States. Others were not as lucky. Moreover to the point, I both lost myself and found myself in the Marines. What I mean is that it's the hardest thing that I have ever done in my life, and specifically recruiting duty. Anyway, because I went through such a strenuous duty, I started to reevaluate my life. I started to ask myself questions such as, is this something I wanted to do forever? All I ever wanted to be and accomplish? Not that being a Marine isn't respectable and hard work. I just knew I wanted more. This is when I started to read. I mean, read a lot. I read books about real estate, books about business, tax liens, bonds, stocks, and I haven't slowed down yet. I realized that my unique ability was that light bulb, so to speak, going off in your head when you finally understand something. And, my unique ability was my love for reading. So today I'm here sharing everything with you to tell you, what my results have been from the strategies that I learned above. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. Yeah, you watching this video. You are the one that I'm here to help. So let me ask you a question. How would you feel if you had a savings account that allowed you not to worry about bills? Furthermore, how would you feel if not only did you not have to worry about bills anymore, but you were able to forget about your paycheck or even when you get paid? Lastly, how would you feel if part of your time was spent counting the money that you didn't physically provide services for to acquire it? Well, I can tell you something. That feeling is real, and I've experienced it. Now it's time for answers. The 3 main compelling reasons that I'd like to talk to you about today are passive income, growth, exponential growth to be specific, and certainty. These together compound the reasons that you should invest. The first reason that you should invest is none other than, you guessed it, passive income. This term has been thrown around a lot nowadays on YouTube, social media, and other platforms. Some know what it is and some don't. Pretty much, passive income is the income that comes into your pocket whether you get out of bed today or not. Yeah, you heard me right. You don't even have to get out of bed to earn this income. Through the way you can accomplish this is through sources such as dividends from stocks, appreciation from the share of the stocks, rents from real estate, profits from business, and sometimes royalties. Now, I won't lie to you. Not all of these are passive when you begin them in the beginning, up front especially. The reason why is because you have to take time to learn each strategy, and then you actually have to apply it to your life. Next, I'd like to talk to you about exponential growth. Exponential growth, just to help us out, I'm going to read the definition. It can be defined as growth of a system in which the amount being added to the system is proportional to the amount already present. The bigger the system, the greater the increase. Another definition is growth whose rate becomes even more rapid in proportion to the growing number in size. What these definitions help me to illustrate is when you take some of your money and you put it a constant amount every month to investments, you are supplying a much larger system that provides you with more income than you could ever earn on your own. For example, let's say that you added $200 a month to an investment that produced an average of 7% annually. Every year, at that amount you added this month and every other month would be compounded at 7%. In other words, that means that the 7% on top of the amount that you contributed and that new 7%. The reason this is so powerful is because it happens again and again and again. All without you being there. Now, bear with me. I really want to drive this home. Exponential is defined as of an increase, becoming more and more rapid. The reason an investment is exponential is because it can increase with no limit to its size, effort, or newly contributed profit. For example, let's say you wanted to make more money, and the only obvious way for you to do that is by working more hours. So you do it. But this comes with diminishing effects from multiple factors, such as lower quality of life, stress, less sleep, worse health, and even failing relationships. Therefore, your time is not exponential without diminishing returns on other parts of your life. You only have 24 hours in a day, and therefore your time and energy cannot be exponential. Lastly, I want to talk to you about certainty. Number one, it isn't real. People make the mistake of thinking that if they go to college, they will be certain to get a good job. They are certain that if they get all A's, they will get a good job. Some also think that it is certain if they receive experience, then they'll get a good job. Lastly, they think that they're valuable to the workplace. Therefore, they are certain that they will have a job for a set amount of years. None of this is certain. I know I don't need to write a thesis paper for this to be obvious to most. I'm sure all of us by now have heard of someone, some amount of people that don't receive jobs that they're looking for, if at all, after college. Even if you have experience, this could happen because the market is oversaturated in the job that you're looking for. Even if you do work for a company for years on end for someone else, your job is at their discretion. For example, when the owner of the company makes a bad financial decision, this decision doesn't only affect him, it affects you too. Lastly, tastes by the consumer that change, which inevitably will, and tastes inevitably change, entire industries can be wiped off the map. So there is no certainty. But you can make things more certain for yourself by diversifying your assets and having your money work for you to provide exponential growth. I say all of this to say this. Let's go back to the topic of this video. Why should you invest? Maybe because all the above reasons that I just listed involve you making money. These strategies will take some time to learn, to study, and to set up. But the thing that all of them have in common is that once a process is built around them, they produce profits and interest with very little maintenance after the process is in place. In addition, all these assets are able to return you exponential profits. They are outside of you and return money while you sleep. There are a lot of things out there that we all of us would like to accomplish, do, see, taste, smell, feel, and experience with our loved ones. We cannot possibly give the attention to our wives, husbands, sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers, and friends that we would like to if we wait until it's time to collect Social Security. Furthermore, it's depressing to have that as our only plan. If you like today's video about learning about different reasons you should invest, let me know in the comments. I will be watching there to expound on anything I said today. Also, coming up next week, I will be posting more videos. I will be discussing other matters that pertain to important factors of investing and breaking down the how-to when it comes to investing. Lastly, I'd like to ask you a question. What type of investing have you heard of and thought was a good idea? Maybe from a friend or a family member? And what has held you back from getting started? Once again, thank you. If you don't mind, hit that thumbs up button below and subscribe for future content. Remember, don't rest until you invest.